Good morning and welcome to the New York Stock Exchange, the largest exchange in the world, the epicenter of the global financial markets. We are perched up high above the trading floor as we celebrate Ambipar Response and its listing here at the New York Stock Exchange as it accelerates its mission of protecting the planet. I am joined here with my co-host Pete Ash, who is also the archivist here at the New York Stock Exchange. Pete?
Yeah, welcome. Welcome everyone coming in. We're really excited for today. Walking up this morning, we came in, we saw the big banner. We'll be talking a lot about that, talk about all the vehicles parked outside, and it's always an exciting day to have a listing.
I know, it's super exciting. And again, this is just the beginning of the next phase of, what their growth, their expansion, giving investors the opportunity to be a part of that journey. And we're so excited to be here along for the ride with you all.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll talk a lot about the story, how we got here. We'll speak to some of your executives in a few minutes. We're going to be going upstairs to our boardroom above the trading floor. But behind us though, let's sort of set the scene. Always nice to set it. So we're here on the corner of Wall and Broad, not far from actually where the first fire station in North America was ever established, back when this was a small Dutch colony. You're going to get a little history today with the archivist on camera. And really, we've been the home for capital markets since 1792 when we were founded.
Yep.
And what's happening behind us is the same thing that's happened behind us for 231 years.
Absolutely. And for those who are watching who may not know, Ambipar is a leader in the environmental management. But what I love about this company is that through its initiatives, it promotes the sustainable development of the economy and the continuous improvement of its customers' ESG indicators. Areas of major focus here at the New York Stock Exchange that we really, really try to promote. And we have an amazing setup outside, as you just mentioned, and with some of their different response vehicles. I mean, I think that there's a fire, marine, water, all different types of vehicles are set outside to be able to respond to all of these environmental impacts and also preventative measures to protect people and to protect the planet.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll talk about that, and also the role of technology, not just in what Ambipar does to do today, but also how the New York Stock Exchange operates its markets today to help companies like AMBI do what it does.
Yes.
Well, good morning, everybody. For those of you I haven't met, I'm John Tuttle. I'm Vice Chairman of the New York Stock Exchange. And on behalf of our entire team, a very, very warm welcome and congratulations on the listing of Ambipar. We know how much has gone into this by Yuri, by Raphael, by Guilherme, by the entire team from Ambipar that's here today, those joining us virtually, by, of course, HPX, Bernardo, Carlos, Rodrigo, the team that's here with us today, by your advisors, your board, your investors, your families, some of whom are here today as well. And it is our privilege to join Ambipar on this next and arguably most exciting leg of its journey, and to celebrate this milestone with today's opening bell. Now, on a typical day, the bell is the most highly viewed news event in the world, so no pressure. But it will be an excellent way to further highlight Ambipar before an audience of global investors, of course, your team around the world, and your current and hopefully future customers as well. Now, some of you may be aware, we recently celebrated the 230th anniversary of the New York Stock Exchange, and while so much has changed over 2 centuries, our core mission has remained the same. It's to help great companies do great things by being able to access capital that you can use to grow and expand your business, to launch new products, to tap into new geographies, and along the way, create jobs and improve quality of life. Importantly, though, it's also an opportunity for investors. So, of course, your large institutional investors, but also individuals who may be saving for their children's education, their retirement, or even their own financial freedom, the ability to be part of that journey as well. And that is why we are so excited to welcome Ambipar to the New York Stock Exchange. In 1995, it was founded, and through hard work, determination, an unwavering commitment to your core principles, but also to excellence, Ambipar has become the global leader in environmental response, servicing over 10,000 customers in 39 countries. You have over 400 bases now, and most importantly, you've created over 15,000 great jobs directly and maybe many more indirectly as well. And while those are big numbers and really impressive numbers, If you talk to Yuri, if you talk to the team, if you talk to the IR team in particular, they'll tell you, you guys are just getting started. So welcome to the greatest community of companies on earth. Welcome to the New York Stock Exchange. Please join me in giving a very, very warm welcome to Yuri Kaiserman. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. And I have to say, Ambipar is a great company that's going to do great things. So thank you very much. This is pretty huge. So I just need a big breath here and, sink in and realize that everything that's happening. Yeah. Obrigado. Look, I think, we have to thank our team. We have an amazing team, and, our team is always, at the front line and facing challenges and extremely committed. And, we would never be here had it not been for the dedication of our team. So first and foremost, thank you for, every one of our employees who have, dedicated their life and do their work passionately. So thank you very much. We have to thank our clients and providers. Without the trust that they have in our company, we'd also never be here. And we can assure all of them that we'll continue to commit to excellence when providing the services, which everyone knows are so complex to deliver. We also want to thank our investors that have been with us, since the start and trust our company. We would not be here without them, and we trust them and we honor their support going further as well. We do want to thank the New York Stock Exchange for believing in our company and for supporting us. We'll make sure that we'll do a great job, listing here, and this is just the beginning, right? We want to be here very, very often and make this very big. So thank you very much. The HPX team, when you approached us, it was a great idea that came up, and we're happy to have you on board. And just so everybody has it in their mind, HPX is now in the past. We're now AMBI. So, look, I think this moment is great validation that everything that the company has done, over so many years is correct. We're in the right track. We have an internal recipe, which is no secret. It's about cooperation, about passion, about disciplined execution, about vision, about ambition, and it's working, right? So this is confirmation that what we're doing is right, and we'll continue to do it with, the level of passion we've been doing that, since the start. So it's really, really meaningful. It's great validation, makes us excited, gives us more energy. We'll continue to do it. And I think one of the messages here is that we are now part of a business that is creating value and is going to continue creating value by protecting the environment, which is very, very satisfying for everybody that's involved. The environment, as everybody knows, needs care, and on behalf of our clients, we protect the environment. We also increase the level of safety and security on all transportation modals, and technologies are coming up. There's great demand for those services, and we all should be very proud of being a part of providing to the world and our clients these solutions. We're creating value by bringing safety and protecting the environment. So good moment to be with Ambipar, definitely. We also have a vision that the world needs a global provider of a full suite of environmental services that clients recognize and that sends the message of consistency, quality, and great reputation when delivering complex services. So that's what we're aiming for. And finally, I think I want to make a special thank you to our founder. I'll switch to Portuguese here. Se não fosse pela sua força, sua visão, seu dinamismo, isso não teria acontecido. Obrigado. So, thank you, our founder. Very dynamic, powerful, demanding and passionate person. It's great to be with him. And on that note, I want to invite Guilherme here to the stage. We're gonna give him the medallion.
Perfect. Well, that was wonderful. We have a couple of traditions here at the New York Stock Exchange before we go open the market, one of which is for every bell, we strike a medallion. Now, for today, it's a special day because Ambipar is listening. We're actually striking two. So on the front side is an image of our iconic facade, which you know, for the world is the symbol of the markets and business and commerce and entrepreneurship. And on the reverse side is an image of a buttonwood tree, and that's what we were founded under 230 plus years ago, but it's our small way of saying congratulations and thank you so much for the partnership we've had this far, but the one we'll have for decades to come. So congratulations. Perfect. And Yuri, we have one for you too.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. We hope to see this proudly on display at headquarters. Now, for everybody else here, we have a slightly smaller version of these guys' medallions, so feel free to grab one of these, either on your way to the trading floor or when you come back up here. It's our way of saying thank you so much for building an incredible business and creating so many jobs. So keep it on your desk, keep it in your pocket, keep it around for good luck, but make sure you get one of these. We have a lot of items here. So in a moment, we're going to head down to the trading floor and we're going to open the markets. But then we're going to make our way down to the specific post where Ambipar trades and open trading for the first time. And when we do that, we're going to ask you let the world know by ringing our first trade bell with this gavel here. Now, I could take those for you. We'll box them up for you. The last and most special thing that we have is this is your original listing certificate. So this symbolizes that Ambipar stands amongst the great global, well-governed companies here on the New York Stock Exchange. So on behalf of our entire team, welcome to the greatest community of companies on earth. So. Oh, you guys want to come? All right, I'm going to turn the webcast over to my colleagues who are going to give the play-by-play to everybody watching live on the live stream, and we're going to get ready to open the markets here. So those of you with a blue stripe are going to be joining you.
And you just heard those remarks from the boardroom, and in just a few moments, they're going to be making their way to the elevators, and they're going to come down to the trading floor where we are going to give you a play-by-play, as John just said, about what's going to take place here on the floor. They're going to sign this prestigious book, and why don't we tell our viewers exactly why that is so monumental?
Sure. I mean, I think as John alluded to upstairs, it's definitely, you know, we do lots of traditions here. We do lots of procedures. 230 years, you pick up some quirks you like to do. So you've seen the medallions, you've seen the listing certificate, and then there's that distinguished guest book. Yes. And what that is all the bell ringers who come visit the New York Stock Exchange sign that book. And it goes back, you know, very far into the past. All, you know, you think about the people who come through our trading floor.
Yes.
Not just CEOs, not just business people, but world leaders,
thought leaders,
entrepreneurs, and
yes.
a lot of people who are sort of providing the other side that our bell ringers today are provide, which is, you know, the support organizations that support you know, relief and run to the disasters as everyone else is running away.
Absolutely, and speaking of running, this is an active trading floor, as you'll see downstairs when we meet you down there later on today. But we have between 100 to 200 traders that are actively making trades as we prepare to open up the U.S. equity markets. As Ambipar is preparing to ring that opening bell, you're going to see your team hold down that opening bell for what, 10 seconds at 9 minutes, 30 minutes and 50 seconds, and all eyes are going to be on Ambipar. Again, this is going to be like a movie set where millions of people from around the world are gonna be watching Ambipar rebranding, making their debut here on the New York Stock Exchange floor, and really just the beginning of the future of Ambipar.
Yeah, and then after that, I think important to mention is that, you know, John mentioned you're going to go that you'll see your executive team go to a certain space on the trading floor. You'll see them ring that first trade bell, and that's not just a random place that's chosen. That is 100% where that stock will trade moving forward, because what we have behind us, what those 100 to 200 market makers are doing, and also is being supported by the member firms, is they are buying and selling security at one single location, and that is where the combination of the human element and the technology that we've built over centuries comes together. And that is where, not just today, not just tomorrow, but forevermore, if you want to invest in AMBI, those trades are going to go through that market maker right on the trading floor behind us.
Absolutely. And again, this will give investors the opportunity to put more capital into Ambipar and really just be along for the journey. And for those of you who are watching who might not know about Ambipar, it's present in dozens of different countries. It has more than 15,000 employees and more than 400 operational bases around the world. This company provides top-notch environmental and hazardous industrial services, including fire, industrial, and emergency responses, which specializes in crisis management and environmental emergencies. And we're going to look in right now. We're going to see John Tuttle and your whole Ambipar team there walking to the floor. They're making their way through the hallways of where all of the boardrooms are in this iconic 230-year-old institution. And you know, fun fact, about 100 years ago, I think we had the fastest elevators in New York City. Am I correct on that, Mr. Archivist?
You are correct. Unfortunately, they are not the fastest anymore, so we'll have some time to fill. But you know, I think it's kind of really cool to see them walking through those halls, through those marble halls, with their, you know, ready to go outfits. You know, you're seeing that.
The emergency colors.
Yeah, emergency color. We haven't quite decided, is it green, is it yellow?
But you know, we tried to rock the colors today. I got the green, you got the red. You know, we're representing over here at the New York Stock Exchange for sure.
Definitely.
And of course, you know, Ambipar is on full display here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, as you can see just right behind us. All eyes are going to be on Ambipar when we ring that opening bell.
Definitely, and you alluded to the theatrical side of it. You know, this is an active trading floor. This is where buyers and sellers come together every day. It does represent sort of the tip of the spear of the global trading network, now that AMBI is now tucked into.
Yes.
But it also does get a fair amount of eyes on our opening bell every day.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said earlier, millions of people from around the world are watching the U.S. equity markets open up with a company who is ringing that opening bell. And sometimes every day, an entrepreneurial dream is realized through an IPO. And I'm just so happy that we could be along for the ride here, narrating what's happening and making sure you all watching are a part of this celebration, because definitely it's going to be an exciting day. And you'll see when we go on the floor, we're going to see dozens of your colleagues, friends, family members just here representing as we watch Ambipar Response ring that opening bell, and it's going to get pretty crazy. And actually, we're taking a live picture right now of John Tuttle walking through, I like to call it technology maze, through the traders, walking toward the distinguished guest book to do the guest signing as we prepare to watch the opening bell in just a few moments. Let's listen in.
All right, we are on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. You can see your team getting ready to march up that flight of stairs to the Bell Podium to open those markets. You're getting live shots of the trading floor. And soon you're going to see it. You're going to see us right here on the trading floor. So
exactly. And again, dozens of your colleagues, teammates, are gathering around. This is again an active trading floor. So you might see from time to time a trader zip past us again through the maze of technology, making trades, preparing for those orders that came in overnight. As we get ready to ring that opening bell here in just a few minutes, it's 9:26 actually on the dot, and so we're about 4 minutes out again at 9 minutes, 9:30 and no 9:29 and 50 seconds. There we go.
But we're gonna have to stop talking before that, because at 9:29 and 30 seconds, everyone behind us here is going to start yelling and screaming and cheering and letting the world know that AMBI is here to celebrate their listing.
Yep.
And most importantly, is going to try to break into CNBC's set and make sure that CNBC covers this opening bell.
No, absolutely. And you know, the louder the crowd, the more attention we like to bring to Ambipar Response, especially as we prepare for the opening bell. And you know, it's a fun fact because not a lot of people know this, but the trading floor is not open to the public. So to be here on the trading floor, to witness this milestone and celebration of a day is really, it's really an opportunity. And look, already the crowd
They're getting
is
loud a little
excited.
early.
Yes,
They're bringing the noise. They're bringing the energy. You know, you love to see it. You love to hear it. And really, you know, that's what it's about. And I think, you know, we've been talking about the role, the market maker, but also this is a celebration. This is a moment that all of the people here, everyone watching out back home, can celebrate and enjoy this moment. And then guess what? After the opening bell rings, after that stock opens, it's back to work for you all. It's back to work for these all, and it's back to work for us.
But again, it's just, see, look, they're getting excited a little bit early. They're going to be much louder here in just a few minutes. But again, this is just to speak to the, you know, the technology, the first-in-class technology that we have here on the floor, the designated market maker that we have that makes us unlike any other financial institution in the world, unlike any other exchange in the world. And again, you know, $30 to $40 trillion of market cap could be traded here at the hands, depending on the given day, of course. But you know, 100 to 200 traders are here on the floor of the exchange, combining that human aspect along with capital, and that's what sets us apart from any other institution in the world.
And to connect with our listening today, you know, a lot of the work that AMBI is doing is preparing for when disasters happen. You know, disasters happen no matter how much try, and that's a lot of what we do here.
But also, they save lives. You know, they are the people that are here helping the environment, helping save those lives when there is a disaster that occurs. They work closely with law enforcement. I was speaking to Yuri earlier, and he was just telling me how it's really boots on the ground, and like their job is so incredibly tough. But can you imagine just the impact that they're having, not only on society, on our environment, but also for people, just everyday people. And you know, they're making lives a much, bettering lives every single day, like we do here at the New York Stock Exchange.
Yeah, they're a little bit more in it than we are, but it's very important.
Yes.
But I think that's important. You know, I think we're gonna get a little shout out. Hi, Mom. My mom actually works in this space. You know, and so she's, I know what it's like for these people. You know, they're working. After the disaster strikes, they're working 24/7 to make sure that help is on its way, that people are safe, and also the environment. And that's really important, not just this company, but everyone, that the environment, that if somebody has an environment, they're here to clean it up.
Yep.
So we're only about 30 seconds out before you can't hear us anymore.
Yes, exactly. And then we're just going to listen in at that point, because again, all eyes are going to be on Ambipar, and you hear the crowd just getting very excited right now. So
I think we might need to hand it over to them a little early this time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
After that opening bell rings, we'll be back to you.
Let's listen in. now open. Ambipar just rang the opening bell. You just saw a trader there zip past me. Again, this is an active trading floor, and so we are, you know, we might get in the way from time to time, but you just heard the crowd cheering. Ambipar Resource. I mean, this is it's an exciting time.
It's very exciting. We're next to that first trade bell. As we said, you know, a couple of traditions here. This first trade bell is my favorite.
Why is it your favorite?
Because every morning we have an opening bell. Every afternoon we have a closing bell. But this first trade bell, this is the only time that AMBI will ring its first trade bell. You can see your listed logo there on the side of it. You can see the size of that bell. And when that bell rings, everyone knows in the building that there's a new listing here at the New York Stock Exchange, and new is always fun.
And I think sometimes it might even be a little bit louder because people get warmed up there just ringing the opening bell, then they're like, okay, they're a little bit more comfortable and really give that first trade bell the biggest ring. And everybody, again, is just so excited and ecstatic on the trading floor.
Yeah, and also it's a different mechanism. Right up there, it's a button you got to hold down. You got to hold it for the 10 seconds. Here, we give them the actual mallet to really whack at that bell over and over again. You know, occasionally you'll see people try to snap it off right here at the neck and really give it all they got.
I think that's actually happened a time or two, ringing the opening bell where someone has gotten really enthusiastic about opening up the U.S. equity markets and has broken it a time or two, for sure.
It's always the person you don't expect, right?
No.
It's always the... But really, it's an exciting moment. And I think let's take a step back what's happening elsewhere. You saw the trader run by us a couple minutes ago. You may see another one run by any second ago. We are opening up the largest equity market in the world. About $40 trillion in market cap is now trading here in the New York Stock Exchange, with the exception of one symbol. And that is AMBI, because we are waiting for your executive team to make their way onto the trading floor. Your market maker stands ready here at Citadel, you know, and Merrick will explain to your executive team, explain to your investors and your bankers exactly what he's seeing, and when they decide the time is right, they will open up that security.
And again, this is just another resource that makes the New York Stock Exchange unlike any other institution in the world, because again, Merrick, he is your designated market maker. He's going to be standing next to your stock for the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. We have some of our listed companies that have been with us for upwards of 100 years, and of course, you know, the designated market maker might have, you know, switched out from time to time, because obviously 100 years is a very long time, but that just speaks to the longevity of the relationships that we establish here at the New York Stock Exchange. And actually, your executive team right now is making their way down to the floor, but they are stopping to sign the wall, to etch their name in a graffiti-like manner on the walls of this iconic institution.
You mentioned, you know, the DMM trades out after a few decades. Those walls, we actually have to slide those panels up every few weeks, because you saw the group up there. Every single one gets to sign the book. It's sort of the more egalitarian version of the book signing. Every single person on the bell podium is going to sign the wall, leave their mark, and as they continue to fill, we'll continue to fill the walls of the building.
And again, your executive team, their names are now etched alongside some of the biggest thought leaders, entrepreneurs, celebrities that have visited here. You know, throughout the years, we've had Serena Williams sign their name on the walls. We've had Muhammad Ali. Oh my God, the list goes on and on and on. And it's just, again, an amazing experience and such a celebration here at the New York Stock Exchange as we prepare for them to come and ring the first trade bell.
Definitely, and so I think that's something that we reflect on, and also, you know, I think we'll make our way outside soon, see those scenes, but like, as you say, you know, this is just the tip of the spear for the trading, and this is also just the tip of the spear for the company. You know, I think they're in 46 countries.
No. So they're in 40 countries, over 400 operational centers around the world, and you know, they're already in What was that?
I think that was an accidental bell.
I tell you, people get a little bit overly enthusiastic here, but you know, we welcome that here at the New York Stock Exchange. But yes, like I was saying, they have more than 400 operational facilities around the world, more than 15,000 employees. And again, this is just speaking to, again. Are we going to get a third time? Are we going to get a third time?
No. You know, they're going to get yelled at here, because, you know, that bell, I always tell people, that bell still controls our trading floor.
Yes.
So typically a mid-morning bell is never a good sign, unless it's just someone having a little fun with their listing experience.
But again, you know, just in a few moments, we're going to hear that first trade bell ringing as soon as the whole team makes their way down here to the trading floor. And you know, we're also going to go outside to conduct some interviews with your executive team. You know, they have a nice setup. I was talking to actually Mason, who helped install this installation right outside the New York Stock Exchange, and they have everything from a marine truck, a fire truck designated to help get water into small space areas. I mean, it's really fascinating to talk about all of the different vehicles and equipment that are actually needed when you respond to different sort of environmental emergencies.
Yeah, if you think about it, if you're operating across the globe, there's a global version of every kind of disaster you can imagine, and they have to be ready, not just ready to respond, but make sure that that their clients are trained on what to do, have the equipment they need, and then are able to, as I said before, run in the direction of the problem that everyone else is running away from.
Absolutely, and like you said, their presence around the world, and here, they have a heavy presence here in the United States, Europe, Canada, also in Latin America, and this is just, again, a stepping stone toward their growth, toward their expansion, giving investors the opportunity to, again, be a part of that growth and the next phase of their company, and why now was the time to do this with the New York Stock Exchange.
Exactly, and you think with climate change, things like that, we're only going to see an increase in this, so having companies like this, well-funded, well-positioned to help is really what the world needs.
Absolutely, and actually we're going to start stepping out of the way here so we can kind of look in as they prepare to ring the first trade bell. There we are. And
you're seeing your team walking in. They're going to ring that first trade bell. We see Yuri. They're a little bit hesitant to get in there. As sometimes you don't want to be on camera, but this is for them, and this is for you all back home watching.
Absolutely, and just to be a part of this, everybody from all over the world to be a part of this milestone celebration as your company embarks on the next phase of the growth and rebrands and really expands, again, giving investors an opportunity to be a part of that journey.
And also, I wore the red today for you all, but if you want to get me one of these outfits, I'd really appreciate it.
I was wondering why
home.
we didn't get one, actually, because I am loving this. But again, emergency colors, what they do, the work that these people do is very serious. They not only prevent natural disasters happening from all over the world, but also protecting lives.
So let's listen into that first trade bell right now.
Yes.
Trade bell rang. It rang loud. It rang a lot. That's John Tuttle now explaining what's going on in this stock.
And
you see that
Merrick
it's up.
right
That's
now is
Merrick.
also, yeah.
And again, Merrick is your designated market maker. That is your representative on the floor.
Exactly. And he's explaining right now what the stock is doing right here to your executive team and your other colleagues. And again, that trade bell, it only rings once. So, I mean,
they rang, just like they rang the opening bell a few times, they rang the first trade bell a few times, but we'll give them that.
Well, you know what? Let's take a look at a video, and then we're going to meet you outside where the installation is to speak to some of your executive team.
Ambipar, the leader in environmental management. Through its initiatives, promotes the sustainable development of the economy and the continuous improvement of its customers' ESG indicators. Ambipar is present in dozens of countries and has more than 15,000 employees and more than 400 operational bases. Meet the Ambipar Response Services. Emergency response. Specialized in crisis management and response to environmental emergencies, Ambipar has a control tower that serves English, Spanish, and Portuguese languages and manages the operational services in a simultaneously scalable and standardized way. With its own hazmat training facilities, the employments are trained following all the NFPA technical guidelines. Fire response. With a focus on prevention and industrial and forest fire response, Ambipar offers firemen dedicated labor with hazmat specialization, fire response equipment, small, medium, and large helicopters with Bambi bucket mechanism capable of operate in high complexity missions. Marine response. Ambipar offers offshore solutions to port support, such as personnel transport, material and ranch, support to dredging, bathymetry, preventive siege and emergency response bases. Ambipar also offers offshore solutions to maritime support, such as platform materials transport, oil spill combating, chase boat to seismic vessels, and vessels to offload support for FPSOs. Medical response. Ambipar offers specialized emergency or urgency services for people removal by land or air. It's attend industrial, highway, and airport concessionaires. This service is carried out by professional medical staff, adequately equipped for situations involving the greatest health risks. Industrial response. With certification to radioactive waste handling and certified staff to work at height and confined spaces, Ambipar serves the demands of cleaning, maintenance, treatment, and painting for naval and industrial tanks. Tanks decontamination and net containing norm. FPSO decommissioning, vessels, platforms, and industrial plants. Environmental response. With a team formed by biologists, oceanographers, geologists, geographers, and engineers, Ambipar offers services for the rehabilitation of fauna and flora, licensing, environmental auditing, and due diligence, soil remediation, risk studies, elaboration and execution of environmental monitoring programs, and geosciences. Ambipar Response protects the environment, the society, and your company.
All right, now I am joined with Yuri Kaiserman, the CEO of Ambipar Response. How are you feeling, Yuri?
Look, it's an amazing day. It's a lot of emotion and very happy to provide this opportunity to our team. It seems like we're going to be one of the great companies that is listed in the New York Stock Exchange. We understand the responsibility, and we're going to commit to making a great company.
Now, why do you think now was the time to access the public markets?
Look, everybody knows it's a complex moment right now. Cash is king, right? So I think listing the company and raising the funds right now is definitely evidence that there's a lot of trust from investors in our company and our strategy. And like I said, we're committed to creating amazing value by protecting the environment.
Are there any areas of the business that you're most focused on in the near future?
Look, we offer a very wide range of environmental services. We do want to be a company which we're building that is going to offer and deal with most of the environmental needs of our clients. That said, always a view on making safety stronger, protecting the environment, and bringing in technology that favors prevention is going to be one of our priorities.
And it obviously took a hugely committed team to get to where you are today. Is there anything that you would like to tell your team who is watching?
Yeah, thank them. It's going to be a great day. We're going to celebrate a lot, everybody. So very excited about it. And, we would never be here if it weren't for them. And as we grow, everybody grows. So lots of potential for everybody who's joined us and who will join. So pretty exciting day.
Amazing. Well, I wish you all the best and congratulations again, and I'll let you continue the celebration.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Of course. Now we're going to I'm going to toss it to my colleague Pete, and he's going to be interviewing more members of the executive team.
All right, I'm joined by Dennis. We've been hearing a lot from Yuri, been hearing a lot from your management team. When you think about the significance of today, what comes to mind?
So today represents the success story of a company made up of an incredible team. A company that for many years believed in, planned, organized, worked with intensive focus to achieve great goals. We believe in our ability and potential to take great steps forward and position the company in the same level of the road companies in the world. Being here today is transformative for our business. So we are very happy.
Yeah, and talk about the achievement. What comes along with that is this transaction, the ability to raise capital. How does that impact the strategy and direction of the company moving forward?
Yes, the strategy is winner and consolidated, so does not change. But we gain a new phase. The demand for our services is global, and the fact that we are highly specialized in the subject with standardized operations position us as the only global player in the market.
And you talk about global. So we have people watching from all 400 of your bases around the globe. Everyone was committed to make this day happen. What's the message you want to leave with them as they're watching?
Yes, I would like to thank everyone on our team that has committed and strives to ensure that our goals. Thank you. This achievement is for everyone. Thank you, guys.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your listing. And we're gonna now see some of these vehicles behind us, get a better look than where we're standing. So enjoy.
Now, we obviously have a huge display behind me, but to talk more about this, I'm bringing in Mason Cosas. He is the Fleet Asset Manager for U.S. Operations. Mason, I saw you here bright and early before the sun was up, getting everything ready for this huge display. Let's tell our viewers exactly what we have here.
Well, we've got a wider range of our vehicles. We're starting off with our Huber vacuum system truck, and what we got here is a 5,200 cubic foot per minute vacuum air mover. So what we can do from this point is say we can service utilities, we can service silos, we can service a bunch of different items that you'd want to move material without doing destruction to.
Can you give me an example of when you would actually need to utilize this truck?
Oh yeah, if you were to say you wanted to excavate underneath the ground and you wanted to see what was there without doing any kind of destructive practices such as digging with a backhoe, excavator, things like that, we can right now remove a couple of these pavers and we can actually pull up the soil so that you can expose whatever any kind of telecommunication cables, any kind of gas lines, anything like that you do not want to disturb. And with a 4,000 PSI water, with a pressure washer, we can actually remove all the soil around and then safely take the soil to storage so that they can put it back into the ground wherever they need it.
Wow. Okay, so I saw a couple other cars that are behind this behemoth. Well, can we take a walk over there so you could explain to our viewers what other trucks we have here? And how much does this weigh, by the way?
This truck right here comes in from the factory at about 55,000 pounds, and we can load it up to about 71,000 pounds.
So it probably wasn't an easy task to get it all the way downtown, was it?
It was quite fun for all of us Southern boys to get it in here today, but we got it in here.
Now, what are we looking at here with this truck?
We are looking at one of our crew spec trucks, and what we do is we usually will purchase a wider range of pickups from different manufacturers and things, but we stick with a basic type of build.
Now, can we open up the door and see if does it look like a normal truck inside?
I don't know how they've been riding in it for a couple of days, but you can see that we obviously have good crew trucks, and our crews use our trucks. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so it looks like a typical Ford truck. Okay, great. So what is this one right here? And this one looks a little bit more narrow than the other ones. I know we were talking earlier this morning about how this one specifically fits into small spaces, and probably, I don't know, is it the?
No, it's just a what they would consider a pumper truck. It will add support. Say if you have a standpipe that you need to pressurize to go up to a couple of floors up, we can hook to the system. That actually is a standpipe right there, and then you pressurize up the up a couple floors, and then are able to supply water.
And a standpipe is typically what firemen use, right? When they're trying to put out fires in a typical building.
Right, typical buildings, things like that, silos and other different types of industrial applications will have standpipes in them, just in case the water fails to the building.
Now, does it look inside like a traditional fire truck?
It has some different parts. It's been kind of riding around for the last couple days, but you can see our pump on it right here. We can pressurize up, as you can see, 600 PSI. We can run a couple of 100 feet of hose, if not 1,000, depending on the different sizes that you have. We have just different types of safety equipment that we need. You've got some SCBAs, you've got suits, you've got everything else you need just to kind of keep the truck going. This truck mainly is based for like chemical response and like specific industrial.
So it obviously took a hugely committed team to get to where you are today to help with this installation setup. Is there anything that you would like to tell your team who's watching around the world?
Yeah, I'd like to thank them very much for all their dedication and getting us here. And it took a lot of us to get it going. And there was nothing more relaxing than actually standing here this morning, but we still have half the battle to go because we still got to get out of here.
And I'd like to thank you also for your important work, you and your team here. I mean, you not only prevent disastrous things from happening, but save lives, and that's an amazing task in itself.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to bring in Pete again. Thank you so much, Mason. Enjoy the celebration, and congratulations again. Wow, impressive.
Very impressive. I'm hoping they let me drive some of these trucks out of here.
Well, we're going to do that after we wrap, you know what. Just kidding. But anyway, we want to thank you all for tuning in and watching. We had a great time celebrating Ambipar and your whole team here. We welcome you back anytime, whether it's an Investor Day, milestone celebration. We'll be here to join in on the fun festivities.
Exactly. We hope to see you all soon. Everyone tuning in, come back soon for our next webcast.